Welcome back to ESL TV for the Intel Extreme Masters Global Challenge in Chengdu. And as promised, almost, is Counter-Strike 1.6 with, of course, EG going up against Made in Brazil. We're just trying to get Jay back into the server, and which he is or isn't at the moment. But we have 9 players on the server, so we've gone better. We've got better since we've been away on that break. Jay,
quite disappointed we've lost Glow though. From
I'm quite disappointed that you still didn't manage to,
I did
figure your brain out. Go on, try again.
I need a personal assistant to dress me and to get me in on servers. How is that wrong?
27119.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Congratulations and welcome to the game. Yeah, we're still waiting here for one more of MIBR, which will be Tun. He's not quite in there, but we have Fraud, Nothing, Warden, Storm, and of course Lurpis for EG. Jay, let's talk a little bit about Lurpis, because obviously he's the only non-American in this, or only non-North American in this EG lineup. Obviously he's Finnish and has got tons of experience at the international level in Counter-Strike 1.6. And the great thing for me is that Lurpis brings a bit of stability to EG, but also, as well as, of course, tons of experience, his knowledge of European CS over the last year or two, where EG, most of them haven't been in there.
Certainly, yeah. You could almost put him in as that kind of secret agent undercover, like I don't know, like what kind of knowledge you're taking from him. Like someone coming to the team that really, gives you. I think that having a player that had, had that experience in Europe, maybe moving into an American team.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much it really can offer, but at the same time, he might just make you feel a little bit better about there's a little bit less. When you play teams, no one's trying to say, when you play teams from other countries that you're not familiar with in professional competition, you always kind of think that they're, there's something special about them.
Yeah.
And when maybe Fnatic sometimes, fall, or, some European teams fall to these Asian teams that they shouldn't normally, because they don't get to see them on a regular basis. And it's not so much that the tactics that they use or the game that they play, it's the mysterious factor. It almost could play with your head. I mean, I used to play Quake 4 versus, for example, Rocket Boy. Who was China's best player, and I only ever played him once in a tournament. Now, I knew nothing about him, and that for me was really, really worrying, because had I been playing somebody from Europe that I've seen on servers regularly, I would have been like, I know what kind of type of game. And so almost knowing nothing about Rocket Boy made the game ridiculously hard for me to kind of come through and adapt. I couldn't put in a certain style that I wanted to. And I think that is somewhat what these teams face when they meet each other, in such a big international, tournaments like this. So Lurpis maybe will give this team a little bit of knowledge, stability, and remove some of the fear factor.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely a good word for it from these European teams. So I'm not sure what he can really offer in game for him, but certainly, adding that to their already, any equations that they are thinking when they go into this is a big factor. And of course, for all the people wondering, I did beat Rocket Boy, but it was very close on the last map, 11-10. It was a good game. But, certainly it did mess with me a little bit, not knowing anything about my opponent. So
think about him then. He's like the only player in China.
Yeah, I know, yeah. So whenever every tournament he goes
I'm
to...
really scared.
Yeah. Well, I think that he has a lot more access to our kind of tournaments and being able to follow us on the internet and stuff. So, but we'll have to see if we see him back in Quake Live. But I think that's a factor here, especially when you go over to China, because I think China is one of the most exciting places, or Asia is one of the most exciting places to play these tournaments. But I also think it's one of the scariest
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, I mean, even if these teams went over to America or Canada for a Inter Extreme Masters stop, hopefully something like that does happen this season round. I'm sure it will. And you had local teams coming from America. I don't think they kind of have that much of a presence or, you know, fear factor maybe as these teams will be facing against the Asians.
Well, it looks like we're almost ready to go here. We have 10 players. Woo! MIBR aren't actually responding though to the admins, and they're all seemingly AFK in spawn. So I hope they haven't.
They're doing that international thing where when they don't want to speak English, they don't have to.
I don't think it's that. I think they're just discussing how they're going to beat EG here on train. Of course, we're going to have a knife round to decide who starts on which side, which is important here on train. I mean, you go onto that T side first. Automatically, you're thinking, okay, we've got a distinct disadvantage right now, but if we put together a good half, then we really, really massively increase our chances of winning this game. Not only relying on that CT side, but putting a good T side in as well is where we can really see some upsets. And you know, in the Intel Extreme Masters, we've seen lots of very strong T sides here on train. In the Season 3 finals in particular, NTW versus MYM as they were back then.
I think train has somewhat evolved from the T side. You know, like kind of got people have got a lot better at that T side. But the only thing that you always have to think about in train is that even if you are literally 13-0 down, and you know, and then you move over to CT, you can give them the same treatment. And so that's something that we always have to, you know, train is never over till it's over almost. So we have to see.
Till the fat lady sings.
Yeah, indeed. And there's not many fat people over in China, so we'll have to figure out who we find for that one. All right then. So we are going to go soon into the knife round.
This is the knife round.
All right, here we go.
As usual, Jay, though, it is your turn.
It is, of course, going to be my turn. So here we go then. They are going to obviously meet center. Currently following Kogu. No kills just yet, but Kogu tries to get behind enemy lines and will be taken down by Fraud. And Lurpis picks up 2. Bit and TTT. 1 man remains. That's going to be done. And he, despite having a height advantage, lost both his ankles there to Lurpis. So Lurpis picking up 3. And EG will, of course, move over to the CT side. And you know, nice start for them. As again, it doesn't really matter too much. Both teams will play on it, but certainly it can give them some sort of mental advantage if they can pick up a strong CT side going into the second half, which is what they're looking to do. But of course, it's all down to the pistol, and that's really going to set these teams apart. So we're going to see who's going to pick that up. They are both going to be ready, and Kogu stands front kind of man here for the team of MIBR. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. And we are going to go live back into the pistol round then. And we are going to be following Kogu. And it does look like we do have a push towards Beat. 5 down White Halls. Bit is actually covering just over balcony there. And only 1 man to defend. It's Warden and Frod. And Warden hits a fantastic grenade and picks up a headshot. That's a great start for Team EG. And now Frod's going to rotate. And it's going to be very, very difficult now for MIBR to get anything out of this round.
Well, the grenades there were absolutely amazing from EG. Well, both of them that came in, both landed very sweetly. Warden's already got a hat-trick here against Tun. It's now Spacker and Bit to do something for the Brazilians against 5 from MIBR. Here comes Warden again. Spacker goes down. And, well, Bit has now got a huge, huge task on his hands. He can't really see this coming off. The bomb's over on the ramp. And Bit, surely here, is going to be picked off slowly but surely. Or maybe not slowly, but definitely surely, by Storm there on the outside. So, flawless pistol round from EG on this CT side of train. And that's exactly what they were looking for, of course. Get a good, strong start here. Try and build up, you know, some kind of early lead, if they can, on this CT side. And the thing is about playing CT side on train that once those rounds start going your way, you start to win those, you know, important gun rounds in the 4th and further on. Then the rounds move very quickly.
Yeah, they do indeed. And we are going to have a gun round. Frod then is going to be playing from Z Hallways. He was there at last position as well. Nothing will pick up 2 on the outside with the FAMAS. He's joined over by Storm. And it is going to be BTT to be taken down by Frod. So we do have the defensive positions then, as you could say, for EG. You're going to have Warden. He's going to be playing near the White Halls. He's going to be the man that's mainly going to be responsible for the outer sights. And then obviously at the same time, you are going to have fraud in those Z hallways. So that's pretty much the defense setup. And so far, we are going to see once again MIBR, as you can see, they're making a way over towards Warden. And already Kogu's down to 2 HP. And Warden, you can see him there at the back. There comes the grenade, and that's going to do some damage to the members at the back. He picks up 1, picks up 2, but it's actually Kogu with 56 HP, actually, as HLTV catches up. That actually does pick up the kill, and also the M4. So a 2-on-4 situation now. What can they make of this?
Well, Kogu really has to shine here. He's already done the hard work in taking down Warden. Of course, this was a full eco. Storm will be there with a FAMAS, and actually will make it a double. We couldn't get around fast enough as he took out Kogu. Bit was to follow, and that'll be the 3 rounds that EG, of course, will take as granted after winning that pistol. But now we will see, well, the big green gun in the hands of Kogu, and that's what's really going to make a difference here for MIBR. If Kogu can hit his shots, then this will be very, very hard for EG.
It will be indeed. So we might have a change up of tactic, but so far we do have him in white halls again. But yeah, we are going to have a change up. They are going to change the bomb site, and there comes 1 smoke. That's going to allow Kogu to get in. He does actually have a man on top of tower. It was nothing, and that kill is going to be what could be the change of pace for MIBR here on train. Warden to neutralize. 4-on-4.
Yep, and they're still going to push here, and Fraud has actually rotated back through Z hallways into that inner side, but we're going to stay here with MIBR. There are 4 remaining players, Spaka, BTT, and Kogu inside of those white holes. Ton has actually made his way from T middle back around to join his teammates, and it's going to be an inner push. Let's watch Fraud here in this situation, because he's likely the man that's going to be called into action very, very shortly here for EG.
He's actually, by going up this ladder, going to give himself a big advantage, maybe, because they are the most... actually, look at this. The MIBR team are actually going to change direction, and they're going to challenge Lurpus and Storm. Storm's on tower.
They know he's there as well. Great shot from Tun, and they will start to move in now. Try and swamp this outer site. Warden has moved around to those Z hallways. He will pick off 1 a second there through the bottom of the train, and it's now a 2 versus 2 here. Kogu and BTT up against Fraud and Warden. To the older school members from this EG side. Smokes down to cover that bomb site. We'll stick with Warden. He's already pulled off 2 fantastic frags here. He's looking for a 3rd at the end of the bomb trade. Will take down BTT. Bombs down as well in a horrible position. Kogu with the AWP. Time is already gone, but Fraud will actually push in, and MIBR lose that AWP. And again, it was a close round, but Warden making a real huge difference on the outer side. His great rotation through those Z hallways.
Yeah, no, he's been fantastic so far, Warden. He's had the kind of ability to meet MIBR nice and early a couple of times, and he's done some really impressive stuff. He's really helped secure, a lot of these rounds, and that's obviously helped his confidence, and through that, he's, now he's going to be thinking like, I'm better than this team. Let's try and continue and see what I can do, and we are going to have a push here, and Ton did have a AK.
Nice
BTT as well. And we'll take down Lurpus. Storm will finish off BTT. Only Kogu remains, and he will go down to Storm as well. So, yeah, but so far, EG doing fantastically. They've really locked down MIBR in the situations that they've had to. Nothing's gone wrong for them, really. There was a situation where you could say, okay, Kogu getting that kill could have made something happen on the full eco, could have upset, but they still did too much damage to him on entry.
Yeah, and I can't really see this changing here on the defense either. MIBR now are going to have to eco, and we'll see how they push around. You can see that 3 of them... Actually, BTT still in spawn. Not sure if we've lost him there. Oh, no, he's on his way now.
Warden's stood quite close, actually, to Kogu, just around the corner here. So Kogu could get quite up close and personal, maybe get a burst to the head of Warden, but he's actually backed away now. He's just down there, you can see, and it looked like he did just clip Kogu, but he has made his way across.
He's going to drop down here. He's got Warden underneath him on the ladder. Spaka is 1 of 2 remaining. Kogu is down. Bit is down. And, well, Fraud and Warden on that inner site working together, as we've seen them do in the past. Make it 6-0. I mean, it was an eco round, so you weren't expecting all that much from MIBR anyway. But now they're back on the bite, and we'll be looking to see if they can kind of get something on the board here. They have to stop the momentum that AG are really starting to build and push against them, because they're going to find themselves 10-11 rounds down here before they can reply.
Yeah, and I certainly think there's always a bit of extra camaraderie and or kind of sense of when you're doing well, you know, the American teams seem to fly higher on this. So I think that EG are definitely going to be very happy and in high spirits. And this could really take them through the game more so than maybe even Guns themselves, as they do pick up 3 kills. There's a 4th, and MIBR, you know, seamlessly, you know, hit another brick wall, just shut out completely.
MIBR, for me, aren't working together on this. They're not calling out positions. I mean, we saw the last man there who just didn't know what was going on, didn't know where he was going to be hit from, didn't know where the push was coming. And you have to talk more, and it looks like MIBR, for me, aren't communicating well enough here. As you can see there on the overlay, they are making their way in to that inner area with 3 men. Bit will watch out near the ladder and down there. Kogu will make the difference early on, and that's what they need, MIBR here, is those early picks from Kogu. They bring it down to a 5-on-4. Of course, that should give them some kind of advantage near now pushing forward. But if they go for this out of sight, they're going to really have to you know, hit the man early on.
Or at least be coordinated enough. And you know, they've still got a decent amount of grenades in their belt, so they will be able to kind of confuse those who defend, and they are going to be Lurpis, Frog, and nothing now. Warden is going to have to stay on the inner site solo. Kogu is at spawn, and Lurpis is actually going to pick up BTT and escape kind of unscathed. He's got 2 more to deal with. That grenade was very, very good, and would have connected with one of the MIBR players, so already doing a fantastic job. And then Frog will take down Kogu, who tried to get in and pick up the second. But Bit and Tan will get into this outer bomb site. So it's a 2-on-2 situation now. Everything's still to play for.
Yeah, Frod so far has been amazing with that AWP when we've seen it. He will go down here to Bit. It's a 1-versus-1 Warden versus Bit.
Bit in this situation will probably hold stronger, in my opinion. Because the time is what's going to really affect
the time really is ticking away. Bit knows that he has to move in here for the plant. 3 seconds to go. I don't think he's got time to get the bomb down. Warden just needs to not die, which he does manage to achieve there. Bit runs away to keep his weapon, and that will be 8-0. Yeah, I mean, Warden played that one quite aggressively for the time. I mean, for me, maybe move back a bit and keep himself hidden, but he did well in that situation, and they will take another round. It's 8-0, and MIB are not putting up a fight here, in my opinion, so far. I mean, there's been one round that you could have said has been close, and that was that last one. There was a 2-on-2 situation, but actually, in the end, it was easily dealt with by EG.
Yeah, certainly. I felt that Lurpis stopping that attack coming into outer was what was kind of detrimental to the you know, the one-on-one situation, having no time at all. I don't think they expected to meet that much of a resistance, especially with Frod picking up 2 kills. So we are going to have a bye, though, back onto the team of MIBR. They're going to meet Warden here, and also Frod will be on the outer side of the inner site, so he's available for, it looks like Kogu might have a duel off against him across the top.
Oh, good work from BTT there, pushed into drop Warden. They're in on this site now.
That's where Frod is, he's up there.
And this bomb is going to get planted. Let's see now what Frod can do. Kogu will pick him off. Storm's coming in from CT spawn. Great double from Kogu, keeping MIBR up here, but Lurpis and Storm will come back. It's now a 2-on-2. Spacker takes down Lurpis. It's all on Storm. Brilliant doubles there from MIBR in the form of Kogu, and Spacker will finally put their first terrorist round on the scoreboard, and we'll bring it back to 8-1.
Yeah, Spacker, really nice job, and they had Frod's position, and I felt that was you know, a very strong thing to have when they went in. Those 2 grenades really put him out of place, allowed the team to get into position. Then Kogu was able to move in with the AK, take down Frod, and then add to that, the site was a lot easier to deal with. But certainly Spacker, you know, holding real strong there for the team as well. So some great play finally from MIBR. Hopefully we see more. But also it wasn't really, you know, we've seen Kogu open up the rounds twice, and there's a 3rd time he opens up something. So playing quite aggressive, and they actually have a 4-man defense. Frod was in the Z hallways available for outer there, so would have been very risky for MIBR to kind of get the entry. But now Ton has actually picked up nothing. Everything's available for MIBR now. Frod is rotating back into CT spawn. Storm is at the right at the back of the outer site, and Warden sits, you know, close to the first ramp entering to the inner site. So it's all going to be on Warden. If he can do damage now, it's a possibility that this could really help EG secure this round. But at the same time, if he falters, if he drops,
oh, there we go.
He's going to have a hard, you know,
they've got to push him now, surely. That's far too slow. That's too slow from MIBR. They've lost one man to the AWP. They pushed in too slowly. Warden's going, he'll take one. He picks another one with the AWP. And there goes Ton as Frod is there at the back as well. This double up defense being played out by EG at the moment. And that was brilliant holding play from Warden. And again, but a mistake from MIBR, in my opinion, just too slow.
But even on a 4 versus 2, which is all you can really expect at the worst at an inner site, you know, chances are rushing is still a very good option. And they had grenades still from the players that were going Ivy, so they had the ability to. Maybe too slow, yeah, but certainly didn't work out for them. 9-1 the scoreline. And MIBR,
well,
pistols in hand.
The thing is there at ramp, when an AWP's at close range and he hits one of your men, you've got to rush him. There's no other way that you're going to get in, because if he moves back, he's setting himself up for another shot. This is an eco, and to be honest, it's going to be a whitewash by the looks of things for EG. Nothing will finish it off with a double in the end, and that will bring us to 10-1. And yeah, just I think MIBR's a few questionable decisions here in positions where, I don't know, a little bit of common sense might have prevailed for them.
Well, we have to see, but certainly EG are flying high right now. Also, sticking up some high numbers on the scoreboard. Already 10-1. And again, Kogu going to be front-lining a lot of the fights here, but we are going to have a lot of action down. BTT Bit going up against Storm and nothing. Lurpus is going to come in just from around the boxes. Bit's going to catch him.
Blind.
And that is going to be a potential opener. We're going to have to see what they can make of this.
You're going to see a full rotation here, aside from Warden. The remaining 3 players on this outer side with Storm, who is absolutely on form in these last couple of tournaments for EG. MIBR pushing now from ladder room, but they're at a distance, and there are 2 AWPs in play from EG. They've got to be careful here, as Frod will open up onto Kogu. Spaka will get in close to the trains, trying to keep away from him. Storm will make it a hat-trick, and it is now all on Spaka, one of the newer members of this MIBR side. And still, he doesn't know where these EG players are, but he does have the bomb, so he's got some kind of, you know, incentive in this round. 30 seconds to go. He's still got a fair amount of time, but
the bomb train there, and nothing's coming just in the hallways. Here comes nothing.
Well, Spaka there probably had the jump, to be honest. Nothing was kind of in midair, so. But still, EG very good again on the outside. Hats off to Storm, who was tipped before this tournament, especially after his performance at Game Goon, as being the clutch player of EG, and he's certainly showing that.
Well,
here.
One of the great things about Storm is that he hasn't he hasn't come across as a confrontational kind of first-man player, you know, to be dealt with. But he's been getting these kills in situations where MIBR are just like, what, where, why? He seems to be, you know, being able to position himself to be so deadly in the kind of mid, you know, kind of round, really. And, you know, again, just taking up positions like that. He's got 1, he's got 2, and a third with a pistol. So he's been, you know, so fantastic, and he probably hasn't had as much limelight so far in this matchup, because a lot of attacks have been going on the outer, where they've had to deal with Warden, who's been doing a great job himself. But, you know, the 2 men kind of defending the maybe first entry point, Storm and Warden, just not been giving up anything.
Yeah, the defense from EG has been pretty much flawless here on train, so you can't definitely take anything away from the way they've played here. And a good strong start would be pretty much, you know, what EG really needed in this tournament, to come out flying, show everyone what they're made of in this one, because, you know, aside from Game Good Mexico, they've not done all that well outside of the US, so this first opening game could be a real kind of warning sign to any teams that may come up against them in the future. Of course, they still have to play against Titans in their group as well, who will, I'm sure, be watching this game and hoping that they don't have to play train.
And actually that round we had an offensive push up towards wide hallways from nothing, and also joined by Lurpus and Warden he was, and he picks up the first kill. He's managed to pick up another one here You can see they're a bit very, very hurt. Kogu will make something happen, but then we'll get shut down.
Yeah, give him a little bit of a curse there. I think we still have Bit remaining here, but his health's going to be low. He's picked off Warden, who was rotating him behind. Nothing has sealed him off by Pop Dog, and that will be 13-1. So, you know, this 3G, even if they were to lose to Titans right now,
the round difference.
which is, yeah, their round difference is going to be pretty incredible coming off this game, unless, you know, MIBR really pull out something amazing on the CT side, but I just can't see that. I mean, their T side's not being coordinated enough for you to expect a coordinated CT side where you need more coordination.
Yeah, well, but certainly I feel that, I wouldn't say Counter-Strike needed this, but in some ways people wanted this. I mean, if really we can have a strong EG go, you know, and get one of these top 3 placings here at the first Global Challenge into the Extreme Masters Chengdu, I think that'll be just fantastic. So we'll have to see if they can keep form, keep shape. We are still very early into the tournament, and Storm once again making something happen here on the outer side. He's got 3 MIBR members to deal with to the right of him. Fraud will be sniping from CT spawn, and he's going to be first to meet him. It doesn't get the shot though. Grenades will come up, and Storm will make something happen. Fantastic.
Yeah, grenades coming in there from Warden. That was perfectly timed. Storm with the final kill at the end as well. It's 14-1, end of the first half. And, well, aside from the one round, it never looked like it was going to be any different, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, so strong. But we, as we know with Train, they can get dealt the same treatment over on the CT. But of course, you need the win. You need the round differences. They, you know, MIBR need that pistol round. And so far,
yeah, I mean, if you don't take pistol, it's game
they've
over.
had a good amount of practice with pistols. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of that, you know, when going into the second round, that their pistols are warm at least. But you know, I'm not sure if at all it's going to help them. Stop laughing, Rotterdam. We need to give these guys a microphone. What are your stats, Rotterdam, in HON?
1, 3, 4.
I don't know what that means. I think he's winning.
He's losing.
Okay, really?
1 kill, 3 deaths.
So, let's go into the second half then. No messing around, and MIBR need this pistol round to keep themselves in with a shot in this game. And Titans will be, I guess, licking their lips after seeing this and thinking, maybe we can upset MIBR and make a push through.
You just put a weird image in my head of 5 Singapore guys just standing around licking their lips. That was freaky.
Here come EG. The 2 defenders on this inner side are Bit and Kogu, and EG have pushed up real fast here. And actually, the bomb's going outside with Warden and Lurpis. MIBR have heard them coming into the outer.
Fantastic. EG have really done. That is such a nice play, and if they've set up strong for this now, this is going to be. This could be EG's game off this play.
Well, let's see. They've got 2 men waiting inside of ladder room. The time is ticking away. BTT takes down Lurpis. Warden's in the Z hallways. BTT's actually holding on for the defuse here. Fraud will peek out. They've got to kind of get a bit of a meat shield around this diffuser. And Warden there from the tower will make lots and lots of damage. He's going to jump off and kill himself. The defuse comes in. Why didn't Warden just stay up there?
I think he just felt that there was no way he was going to be able to spam like that for the rest of the game, like some sort of...
But he only needed 1 more kill from that.
Yeah, maybe he could have waited. I mean, I personally, had he have waited down there, maybe he thought they still had, one of them might have had a grenade or something, I don't know, but I don't think that was going through his head. I don't think the grenade option was really there. So, still though, great play from EG, 3 down into the inner site, and then 2 into the outer. That forced a rotation from the MIBR players where the bomb was planted, so we are going to have quite a healthy, kind of money situation over for EG still. They are going to be moving, and you see an early buy already, and nothing's going to lead the way. In comes the smoke, and he will be moving around, and he will pick up a kill onto Kogu.
Let's see what Bit can do. His grenade will take out Fraud. There's another grenade being sent over here. Surely that bomb's going to get planted here any second as well for EG. Bit slow here on the plant. Not sure why that is, to be honest. Lurpis there will exchange kills with Ton, and it's all now on nothing. who's at the back there by the ladder. He's going to take the head off Spacker, but Ton was there. And that bomb plant, not sure why that didn't come in from EG. Maybe the MIBR had it covered over on the left-hand side. But that will bring the score here to 14 rounds to 3. 14-3.
Yeah. So MIBR can still play for this map, and certainly they will give it all they've got. We are actually going to have on the BTT will have to defend very soon versus Eniko. He did pick up 2. Spacker will go pistols versus Warden and pick up that win as well. And also Tunt will come in and clean up from the hallway. So that's going to stick them up to their 4th round and give them a little bit of momentum here. It's definitely a nice start to have for MIBR, but still very, very risky. You know, we've seen more almost from the T side of EG already than we did from MIBR last time, but that can all change because, of course, MIBR can be very, very strong.
Well, this is where it gets interesting now. Of course, it is a buy round for EG. You can see that target now is on the outer side. Ton will go kill for kill here with nothing. They think there's a man up in the sniper tower, which there is. It's Spacker up there. Nothing is going to move around here with a grenade. Bomb planted already. Grenade goes in. Brilliant aggressive play from nothing. Bit will come from Z always. And BTT and Kogu from behind that bomb plant. BTT is down. Bit's going to take some damage here any second as he peeks out. Storm has picked off Kogu as well. Bit is the last man standing. And that will be game point then for Evil Geniuses. And the score 15 rounds to 4. And well, they need one more for the win, but after such a great first half, they're not going to leave it at that. They want this round difference.
And what's kind of been the mentality behind that attack as well is that you don't want to give MIBR room to breathe and get comfortable. It's more like you've got them on the ropes. You need to attack. And I think that their aggressive play was, you know, by having that kind of mentality. And even again, you know, they're so aggressive right now, EG. On this outer site. They've had players in on this outer site, you know, really kind of avoiding the man on Z hallways, Z halls that, you know, should be stopping some people from getting in. MIBR, though, are going to pick up huge with the Deagles. 1, 2, and 3. And now it's only Fraud on Lurpus to go up against the 4.
And there they go. Finished off. Yeah, I mean, EG there, you know, they've been going all-out attack, thinking that they've got so many rounds to work with that technically they only need one.
You would do that early, unless, you know, and if those attacks didn't work, then maybe you'd slow down and try throw in another, you know, like surprise or a fast aggressive attack. So yeah. I think they just didn't want to give MIBR that breathing room, really. I think that they were like, okay, let's not even let them think. Let's not even let them think about what they should be doing. And you know, it worked out for them one round, but Deagle stopped them on the second, and they're going to have a real hard time here as well.
This is an eco for EG anyway, but they are going to make their way in. Storm's taking down one. Spacker's hanging around there somewhere, but nothing now has an M4 in hand. Let's see what he can do with it. He's seen a head over there on the 3 train. It's Kogu with an AWP. Spacker's under the 2 train as well, and we'll finish the round off. And MIBR, they still have a chance here. Let's not count them out at this stage. The score 15 rounds to 6 right now.
Yeah, and of course we had a draw which was huge in one of the groups between Tyloo and also SC United. So not sure how that happened, what map it was on or what the comeback was. Unfortunately, I would have been tucked up in bed then, or fortunately for me. But certainly, you know, how it happened doesn't matter now, but of course it can happen, especially here on train. So we are going to have 3 on the pushing white halls. Fraud is actually going to be joining them, and Bit will be the first man to defend. Now Kogu is actually having to rotate through CT spawn. He's a little bit late here, and this could be good for EG.
Yeah, there goes Kogu onto Warden. Nothing has picked off Bit, but Kogu's going to be the menace here as they try to cross, which Kogu will pick off another one. Fraud is dead. They have to get in and get this bomb down. Nothing is picked off as well. Storm's a little bit too slow here to back up. He was watching the outer area. We might as well just watch Storm because he is now 1 versus 3. He's going to take the head off Kogu. That's an important frag with the AWP out of it, but Tun is there as well. Wasn't expecting him exactly on Kogu's position, but that's where both remaining players were for MIBR. And they will bring the score back now to 15-7.
Yeah, but still we have quite a pacey game from EG. They're still in the kind of grasp of, they've got so many match points to work with. And they're just, right now, they're probably just thinking, let's just get the win somehow. Let's get the win and then worry about the round difference afterwards and, deal with Titans. But we are going to have Fraud, actually. It's just going to be on the other side of this train. And didn't actually get to surprise yet.
I don't think he's going to have the opportunity here. I mean,
goes down. This
is an eco again from EG. I mean, they got a couple of kills in that one. Oh no, they got one kill onto BTT. And Frog was apparently surprised.
Yeah, well, he was behind that train and then someone jumped off. And I don't think he even heard it because there was stuff going on at the same time. So he was just like, what was going on? He didn't know where people were coming from. But he set up for a trap and did get in on that outer sight, or at least try and get an opening kill. So most likely guns back in the hand of EG now. And we are going to have Storm play around on the outside of Ivory. Nothing to pick up the first kill.
Yeah, Nothing done a good job there to get in this aggressive position on the 6th train. He's got flashed in the face there. Hopefully he's going to be backed up. He's not. Spacker will make 2. Bomb is planted here by Warden though. And it's a 1 versus 2 now. Bit is the last man standing. Lurpis will hop off the ladder. Here comes Bit. Picks off Lurpis, but Warden was up on the 2 train. And EG will pick up the game. And it will be 16 rounds to 8.
Yeah, 16 to 8, but certainly MIBR have shown us some decent moments here on the CT side, and just going in with too much of a deficit, too hard to work with in this case. But I mean, Spacker played great that last round. It was unfortunate, like nothing got the opening kill, put him in a very dangerous situation, and then Spacker was actually behind the boxes, just to the right as you enter, through Ivory Way, and then the player coming in didn't check for him. He picked up 1. He then took out nothing because he knew where he was, but nothing didn't have his position. So someone played that that could have been the win. Like that couldn't really make a big difference stringing those 2 kills together. But just unfortunate, it wasn't going to happen. Warden to pick up the final kill. And I think that's kind of fitting as he probably opened up this match with the kills as well over on the inner sight. So very, very nicely done from the team of EG, and not sure if I think Joe's just going to check and see if
score update from K23 versus We Made Fox, which at the moment is a 9-6 first half CT side of Dust 2 for K23. That's kind of the
interesting.
The result we have so far. I've got a great idea. Let's switch to it.
It's a great idea. I think people would like to see the remaining game of that. So we can only assume now that, actually watching this, we have a 3-on-4 situation. EG with pistols, MIBR still standing, not with pistols, sorry, but MIBR still standing strong. And I honestly believe that they will probably make this scoreline finish slightly more even than what the first half looked like. But at the same time, they will, of course, go 1-0 down versus the team of EG. And Joe will check with the admins that we have over there, see if we can get into the We Made Fox and K23 game. And as Joe said, K23 already first half over 9 in favor of K23, playing that CT side. And of course, I think it was it WNV that beat the European team Mouse Sports on Dust 2 earlier. So
strong win as well, actually, 16-6.
Not to say that
against Mouse Sports.
Yeah, not to say that every Asian team is now going to be amazing at Dust 2, but certainly it's a strong CT side could suggest that K23 could really upset We Made Fox here.
Yeah, we're just trying to get a bit of a check on this other game, see if we can get the HLTV onto that server and get things going. Quick update, what's going on. We Made Fox have won pistol round on that CT side, so the score 9-7 at the moment in favour of K23 still, but that should be leveled up here, I guess, periodically by the looks of things. Let's see.
Alright, so we are going to be getting on that server. I'll let you get in and I'll probably just keep tracks of this until I don't want to keep tracks of this. I'm going to copy you. Don't type too fast. Typed ridiculously fast on purpose.
It's called copy and paste.
If you ever wanted to tune in and watch two guys type at their PCs,
now you've got it.
Primetime TV here on ESL TV. But it does look like almost we'll be joining them.
Nope. We have a an error on the
do.
HLTV. So let's have a look. Anyway, while we're trying to fix this up, why don't we take a quick commercial break? Hopefully when we'll get back, we'll be able to catch the end of K23 versus We Made Fox. But we'll, of course, update you when we get back. So don't go anywhere, guys. It's the Intel Extreme Masters Global Challenge Season 4 here in Chengdu.